G'day traders, it's TK here. Welcome to the daily update and the daily candle change. Let's get right into it. There's a massive move on silver going up, and when you have a wide gap between the gold-silver ratio, when it finally begins to close, often historically silver closes up and rises quicker than gold, and we're seeing a classic example of this at the moment. You can see my four silver trades here, and yes, I'm on a live account, but my four silver trades here are well up, and I broke a key level of resistance on gold and it came back in, so I'm setting up upside down on this. This is about $2,300 or $2,200. But if you add all of that up, I'm still sitting in a profit of my open trades at 4,795. It's changing all the time, but I'm not worried about that because I'm trading in the direction of the trend and the fundamental direction. And with the way the economic situation is currently in the currency market and the global world economy, we are going to see silver and gold rise a lot higher. So we're going to talk about where to get in if you're not in here, and where to try and get in on gold once it turns around again. Now, these trades here are the New Zealand USD, and you can see they're upside down. And I'm holding on to them because I trust my algorithm. I trust the indicator. I've tested and tested indicators. I have a baseline, I have an entry, and I have an exit. And New Zealand USD gave me an entry. It has not given me an exit yet. My exit indicator has not told me to get out, and I will hold on to it. And I do when I enter a trade, generally, particularly if it's long term, because daily candle change is my bread and butter, I will not get out of my trade. Now, when it comes to scalping and the London breakout, I will keep my losses to a minimum because sometimes we're only going for little moves, and there is no way that I would ever let any of my London or Frankfurt open trades get to this kind of scenario. Often, once Frankfurt opens, I'm going for that impulse move, and then if nothing happens in the Frankfurt candle, then I wait for the Frankfurt candle to close, and I'm looking for an impulse move in the London candle. It's over that 2-hour period or 2-hour window, once a day, not every day, but most days when the market is open, I have decided that if I am around, it suits me and my lifestyle to actually be in front of my computer at that time. I live in New Zealand, and at that time, the Frankfurt candle commences at 6 o'clock at night, and the Frankfurt at the moment, the UK starts at 7 o'clock. So I can still be in bed and get my beauty sleep, and it can be all over. Later on, when daylight saving comes in for us and it changes back in the Northern Hemisphere, it's a little bit more difficult to do. I don't have to be there. I just enjoy scalping, and very often I don't even stay for the whole 2 hours because I can see in my strength indicator that I use that there's not going to be a lot happening, so I just close up and enjoy the evening and maybe watch a movie, or Lynn and I will go for a walk down the beach. Trading it's really important, if you're going to be successful, that trading is not your master, but you master it. Now, with all of that being said, let's get into the charts. But of course, I am bound legally to give you this little spiel, so please forgive me. this video is only for educational purposes. It expresses my own opinion and personal opinions, and it is not giving financial advice. By watching this video, you agree not to hold the distributors, that's yours truly, of this video responsible for any of the ideas and opinions expressed. Trading in the currency market is high risk, and because it's a high leverage that is used in trading, you can stand to lose some or all of your money. If you have any doubt about trading in the currency market, or feel you need investment advice, then you need to go to a qualified and registered financial advisor before any investment is made. With that said, let's get right into it. And we'll close that off. So the first trades I want to look at are silver. And we'll close that up so you can see that a little better. And I'll change the candles for you, and you should be able to see that trade. So this is silver. We're now breaking through $29 a troy ounce. We're going to be way over 30 before the end of the year at this rate. And you can see that this is a 4-hour chart. But if we go to the daily chart, you can see the strength that there's been in the market since July, around about the 17th of 2020. And this has just been going up. It took a little pause here, and look, it's gone up again, and it's made another what we call an inefficient move. That's a pretty strong move. So that means there's more buyers than sellers. Now, if this is truly going to continue up and do what we call a skinny leg or another leg up, this is perfect scenario. Once you get your first leg up, you get a little bit of a rest, and then you get another push. And I think there's another push coming. No guarantees. You cannot guarantee this stuff. But already, you can see my entries here, and I'm well up. There's the 4-hour chart, and it just looks juicy. And as you can see, I have profits locked in, and we are well up over on silver at the moment. What are we? 4, 5, 6, nearly. It's $4,500 just on silver, maybe a little bit more, give or take a few. So here's the deal: you can play around with little time frames, but if you can set up and learn to trade the bigger time frames, this is where you make the bigger money. And so the reason I do daily candle change is simply it gives me plenty of time and plenty of scope. And I'm looking for these big moves here. I'm not interested in trading intraday and all that stuff and trying, especially in these market conditions, except for the impulse moves that Frankfurt and London Open. I'll have a little tutu with that if it's on. If it's not, I'll just pack up, shut the computers down, and go and enjoy my evening. No big deal. So we've got quite a bit of indecision here, but I am locking in some profits. And see, I've got up this morning, and this is where we're at. And I'm just going to close up here so we can be at break even now for even the last entry that I took. It's not a problem. And I see that I probably need to put some more stop losses in. It looks like I didn't do that. Naughty, naughty boy. We'll see if the computer can do that. And, you know, quite frankly, I'm not too worried about it because it's going up, but it's not good to not have stop losses on your trades. So with these other two stop losses that I'm just putting in right now, I still want 100 pips breathing room for it. Now that means that I'm not quite at break even on this last entry, but I've got two of those positions, one from here and one from here, that I've drawn up to break even on this position and quite a bit of profit in here. And it's just good money management. And once this gets and makes a move up and we'll move it up manually again, and I see that New Zealand's back to credit again. So let's go and have a look at the New Zealand USD. Oh, let's take a look at gold first, because we're down that end of the track. So you can see that gold came off the highs here. It went up as high as 2,000. Well, I have to put my measuring stick to get it accurate for you, but 2,071. And we're looking at the hourly chart. So while I've been sleeping and out and about this morning, it's come right back down. So let's look at it in the context of the daily. And at the worst case scenario, it could come down as low as this. It could break below 20, 2,000 again. But it's looking to me like it's just setting up to do some of the sideways movement again. Now with this pair, some of the size movement, it can be fairly flat like this, and at other times it can be a real good pullback. You can see it down there. I better change the color so you can see that. And so it's really important that you don't get tied up with mindsets that, oh, you know, technically we're due for a pullback, well, we're going to get it. Well, this one wasn't very big. And just because it flattens off here doesn't mean to say it's going to break down here and give you a deeper pullback. And this is the beauty about support and resistance. You can see here, right here, that there is a really good flat piece of consolidation. We'll just up the ante here a bit so we can see. So here it is. Just see if we can get that straight, because it drives me nuts when I don't get it straight. So there's kind of like the top of the range. Oh, it's not doing it. It's just not doing it. That's because I'm using the wrong keyboard. Try this. So there's the range, okay? Now if you come back here, you can see it moved down. Just moved down, and I'll strengthen the color of that so you can see it. And so once we went through a flat place here, it actually pulled back a little bit. It doesn't always do it. So all you do is you wait for that to finish its move, and we don't need to be looking at that now. Sorry, we can just pull that down. Now look at this. When it got flat, it went, and then it had a move up. Now, technically, a lot of people would have got caught thinking that once it got up to 1665 and it was touching, say, 1700, which was a big number, well, this, for me, is a pretty key level right in there. In this stage, because that's where price stopped when it came back and retested. But a lot of people would have taken this as a double top and would have been thinking technically it's got to have a pullback. And it did, but it doesn't always have a pullback. Look at here, it went flat and then it just broke out. So it's really important that you let the market tell you what it's doing. And so I'm looking at this now, and I'm going, looks like there's a bit of a bottom forming here on the 4 hour. And the price point that we've got is 220. There's no entry on the 4 hour. Let's take a look at the hour. Remember, the market's only been open nearly 3 hours. So here's my baselines and my exit and my entry, indicator. So I can't take this until I get a trade taking out this here. that area, somewhere in there. Now I could, if I wanted to be aggressive, go down to the 15 minute. But before we do that, I'm just going to have a look at the weekly. And you can see how strong it's been up week after week after week. Right, let's go down to the 15. Not very convincing. The reason being is that you can see a shelf here on the 15. Now it has broken up. But I would pick that if I put this up here and we go back to the hourly, you can see it's just about right in on the top of that. So I really want to see this taken out before I put another position in. And I'll watch to see how that progresses in the day. I'm going out shortly for lunch and I'll be away for 2 or 3 hours. And I'm just going to pop an alarm up there and I'll check it when I get back home. I might decide I've got to go and have a shower and get ready to go out for lunch. I might decide before I go out the door to put a pending order in up there. So that's gold. Now, before we go on, we did want to have a look at, if you're not in silver, where would you get in? Right now, this is where I'd be getting in, move above here. And I'd be putting pending orders in there to go again, to take this out. $29.50 or 29.5 or 29.600 is the next, I think, level of resistance that we're going to see. That needs to be broken. I mean, we're looking at oh no, we're not looking at historical figures, but you can see here, looking at a weekly, this was quite a strong area, but it's broken through, and there's a little weeny shelf of resistance up in there, and if you ran it through here, it would pick up quite a few bottoms. See, just roughly. It doesn't have to be perfect, but somewhere in there like that. You can see that price has been reacting. We've actually broken above it. So coming back to the hourly, I'm now going to put some more trades up there ready to go for the breakout. Gold's moving up, and I might as well have my share of the profits. I'm going to put one pending order in there, and then I'm going to put another there, because if this begins to move up and begins to take this high out, I want to be in, and it will by then be fairly clean and clear that it's making a big move up. So let's just do that. And we'll adjust those after the video so the video's not too long. Right, let's quickly do the New Zealand USD. You can see the entry here was after this candle 2 days ago. We're now 3 days from there, and we've just got a little bit of indecision. The reason I'm in it is because it broke my baseline, and this is my baseline, and at the time I got into it, my entry indicator had also crossed there. I'm holding this. I know that the US dollar has made a little bit of a move upwards, and I haven't actually checked that this morning, so just hang on a minute. So here we have the US dollar index. I've just opened up my charting software on TradingView so we could take a look, and you can see that it's basically made a little bit of a move up off here. It's got back up above 93, which was a key support area, and if this thing is going to move up any higher, it's got to be able to break this area here. Now, there's the weekly candle. There's the daily candle from yesterday. The market's not open yet, so this could break that area and just begin to move up. It could break it, it could come back, and then it could just trickle up, or it could make a bigger move up, or it could top out somewhere in here, and then we could just get a bit of sideways movement for a few days, a few weeks, who knows. But as long as it stays above here, I think that you're going to see a little bit of pullback, hopefully, on some of the US crosses, like the New Zealand USD and the Aussie USD. So keep an eye on it. If this begins to break, that move on the New Zealand USD should begin to get a kick up the hiney, and we should begin to see some traction in that trade. I'm quite happy if it doesn't and I get stopped out. Losing money's part of the deal. I'm only going to lose 32 pips. No big deal. No big deal at all. So there you have it. That's all I've got for you, daily candle change. Protect your profits, protect your capital, and happy trading, and may you capture many a pips. Now, please, if you like this stuff that I'm sharing, because to me, this is Forex without the bullshit. This is Forex trading without the hype that you get in so many other channels that are online. If all you ever traded was support and resistance, you can make a good living. A very, very good living. I do. I'm not a prop trader yet, but I earn my living trading currency. Pips pays my bills. And if you're interested in learning how to run with the big boys, give me a call. And just before I go, you can contact me on this email here, and I will answer. It might take me a couple of days, but I will answer you. And there's free access to the trade room. So, I've just lost my little box. Let's put the email in. So that email address is FX Kiwi at outlook.com. And there you have it. So take care out there. Happy pip hunting. Protect your capital, because capital is king. Don't get greedy. Take your profit when it's there. Practice really good, solid money management, and you'll reach the dreams that you dream about. You can do this. So go out there and get it. Cheers.